I got involved in FIRST Robotics the year 2013 to 2014. That was my 4th grade year. So I actually came to the school, that was my first year, and I fell in love with the robotics program, and the robotics program introduced me to FIRST through FLL. And though we didn't compete our 4th grade year, we worked on the challenges that FIRST had with the robot and learning how to overcome those. Then eventually when I was in 6th grade, I was able to go on and compete on our FLL team, and it was a blast. I was able to make core value posters, research a project that was important to the whole group, and even run our robot. And from there, I did that for 6th and 7th grade. Then for 8th grade, I started FTC, and this was a huge change. I was able to work on an actual robot, learn how to program in Java, and learn all the resources that would help me later on in the high school team. I was eventually actually asked my 8th grade year to join the FRC team to help program a scouting app. I think a big thing that FIRST has taught me over the years is to not give up. There's a lot of times where I've hit a wall with programming, especially the autonomous programming last year, where I used this system called Pathweaver, and it wasn't really oriented the way, basically, it wasn't oriented the way that our robot was. So I had to spend hours upon hours trying to orient it, and I just wanted to give up because I was like, this isn't ever gonna work. But I was able to push through and learn, and it's taught me that these setbacks only make you greater as a person. I think one of the most, it was intense and funny at the same time. So when in my 9th grade year, when we were at Worlds, we were in the finals. So right before it was our last round, everyone who was in the same alliance, we got into this giant huddle, and we just started going back and forth. And these were like rows upon rows. So it was like 4 different rows of stadium seats. And we were all in this circle, like going back and forth, basically chanting, because we were just waiting for our last run and waiting to see if we had won. And this moment of all these people from different backgrounds, different communities, different teams being able to root together, and that we were all so close, even though we had only met each other that day, had been something that I will always remember. I think one of the biggest things I have is basically this could be anybody, but I like to point out females, but to find your community. FIRST is all about being a team, but a lot of teams, they don't have a lot of female representation on their team. And I think being able to be that helping hand to somebody that might not feel included or might be misrepresented, being able to go out and help these other teams and work together and be able to find that sense of community that you may not find on your own team, but you can find with other people that you meet at these events. A lot of people have a ton of wisdom, and being able to absorb that and know who you are as a person through this program and grow over time, and being able to help other people grow over time is something that is huge, that this program has helped me and will help so many people. Last year when I was programming the autonomous, as I was struggling a bunch, at the end, when I was able to get 5 out of the 7 paths that needed to get done, and every time a path was done, I was able to have a whole group of people basically cheering me on. And I just remember one day during one of my frees, there was an engineering class happening, so I was in there programming, and I had got the path finally done after weeks and weeks and weeks working on this path. And and Mr. Randall like walked up as I was testing it, and as I did it, he just started cheering, and I was like, what is happening? Because I was so focused on the path that I didn't realize at the moment that it was like done and completed. But when he cheered, I had finally felt like the relief that the work that I had done had finally been recognized, and it had been shown that I had done something and that people could see that I've done something. I plan to pursue computer engineering in college, and I think a big thing has been this robotics program that has helped me push towards it. Basically, my role as co-head of programming, pneumatics, and electrical has pushed me to learn what the things I've done on the robot and how much I love it, and find that that's a lot of what I would be doing as a computer engineer, and being able to work hands-on while programming and doing the stuff that I love to do in college with many more people, more resources, is something that I'm very looking forward to. Exciting, hectic, and a journey.